Hey, hello, leaders. This is Paul Grau Jr., and welcome back to Run to Your Leadership Challenges. So, today, I had somebody the other day come to me, and we had to talk about training, and we had to talk about things that just weren't going really well on their team. And it wasn't just with one person, it was with a couple of team members. And the more we got talking about it, the more I realized that, okay, this is exactly what's going on. So I was kind of formulating this in my head, and then I kind of used it as a coaching session and kind of asked the guy a lot of questions. And before you know it, he came up with these steps that I was kind of guiding him to, but it was perfect. And he was able to figure out exactly what was going on and what was missing and what him and his team needed to do to get back on track and to get to that higher performance level and higher productivity, higher profitability. So it all started with the people on his team did not clearly know their expectations. So if you want to have a successful team that are meeting the goals and even exceeding the goals, they at least need to know what's expected of them. So clear expectations is the first thing. And I'm going to give you 5 things that we kind of came up with. And this is a perfect roadmap to career success, leadership success, high performance, productivity, whatever you want to say. So the first thing, clear expectations. The second thing, they need to have proper training. By asking them questions, it was clear to me that the people that were doing certain jobs just didn't have the knowledge and the hands-on experience or skills to do those jobs. And when you train somebody properly, and that includes knowledge training, which might be book reading or computer reading or something, you need to put the knowledge into their brain somehow. They need to know it. And then they need to see you do it. And then they need to do it. So I like to go back on the old Army philosophy of training, and it's you watch one, you do one, and then you watch somebody else. So you watch somebody do the task, you're learning, then you actually do it, and that person that you watches you do it and certifies you on it, and then you watch somebody else do it. So you basically teach somebody and watch them do it. And that's once they do that, they're really confident. And that's what really good, effective training does. It builds confidence in your people because they're getting the knowledge and they're getting the hands-on experience with you watching or the trainer watching them and correcting them as they go if needed, or maybe even making them screw things up so they can figure out what they did wrong and how they can fix it. All right, so clear expectations is first. Second thing is proper training. Third thing is once they have the training and the knowledge and the skills and the confidence, well, you have to provide the resources for them to complete their job. And this is something that is really important because you got to provide all of the resources that they need to complete the job adequately. And that goes, now this kind of goes without saying, but I'm going to say it anyway. Don't cut corners when you're getting your resources. If you're getting resources that you're using on your product that you're selling, here's a perfect example. Would you go to Harbor Freight or would you go to like Milwaukee? The Milwaukee tools versus Harbor Freight tools. Well, if you want something to last, you're going to go with the Milwaukee tools, or you can, fill in the blank, whatever you want. But what I'm saying is don't cut corners on resources. Give your people the best resources that you can give them to complete their tasks, to do their jobs. So, number 1, clear expectations. Number 2, proper training. Number 3, provide the resources. Number 4, once they have the clear expectations, training, and resources, you need to give them time to complete their job. Now, I know this sounds ridiculous, right? Well, what do you mean you give them the time? Of course I'm going to give them the time. The number one complaint that I hear from leaders and their team members is the fact that they don't have enough time to do everything that's expected of them. And I'm like, that's interesting, and it makes a lot of sense. Because when I hear stuff like that, I'm like, okay, so you could be doing everything right. You could be doing giving them clear expectations. They know exactly what's needed. You can give them the proper training where they have the knowledge and the skills and the confidence to do that job. You could provide them with the best resources. But if you don't provide them with enough time to do their job up to the expectations, man, you're shooting yourself in the foot. So make sure you're giving them time. And by the way, the number one complaint that I hear from people is they don't have enough time because they're in meetings all the time. I hear that. That is the number one complaint from every leader I work with, hands down. Well, and if it's not the number one, it's definitely in the top 2. All right. So I'm telling you right now, if you're in a position to do this, eliminate the damn meetings. All right. And it's one thing if the person needs to go to that meeting because you're going to be discussing stuff that they need to hear, or you need them there to get information from them, or they're going to be speaking. That's one thing. But if they're going to meeting after meeting after meeting and they're saying that there's no reason that they need to be there, man, cut them some slack and don't make them go to those freaking meetings, because you're killing the morale in your people. All right. So, and finally, all right, you got the clear expectations, you got the training, you got the resources, you've given them the time. Now you need to give them the freedom to do their jobs. You have a well-trained person who knows what's expected. You've given them the resources. You've given them enough time to do their jobs. And then sometimes leaders just hover over them. They become those helicopter leaders, all right? You've heard of helicopter parents? Well, you have helicopter leaders too. And what that's doing is it's telling the people that you really don't trust them, because you're hovering over them and watching every move that they do. So if you are confident that you train them properly, and you're confident that they have the resources and they know the expectations and they have the time, let them do it. Just give them the freedom, because they are confident. They know their jobs, and they know their jobs because you trained them, or you made sure they got the training. So the last thing, like I said, set them free to do their work. Even if they don't do it exactly like you told them to do it. If they're getting the job done and the final product meets the expectations, what more could you ask for? So that's it. To recap, to have guaranteed success on your team, all right, and to set them up for total success is to give them clear expectations. Make sure they understand that. Make sure they have the proper training and they know how to do it. They have the knowledge, the skills, the hands-on experience. That's going to create that confidence. Provide them with adequate or above average resources, the best that you can get. Don't cut corners there. Give them time to complete the job. And then finally, give them the freedom to do their job. That's it. So 5 steps on how you can basically set your people up for success, increase productivity, profitability, and performance. Hey, that's it for today. Come on back tomorrow, because tomorrow I think we're going to talk about how your best is yet to come. So until then, run to your challenges. We'll see you.